Welcome back to the Michigan Lynx Tournament Expert Division opening round, hole number 10. Here we're going to be playing a Guardian backspin shot for the Eagle. We're going to start with a P3 ball and a rock, 8 plus, right? No move target. And then we're going to switch to the APOC Guardian bag and then switch to a Luminary type ball, P5, side spin 2 plus, wind 3. And then from there, you can play this with APOC 5 plus, and you can play this with Guardian 7 plus. So for the drive, like I said, no move target, starting with a P3 ball and a rock. Now, it's not going to show the ball swap here, but you can see I'm at the plus 16. Switch my clubs first, switch my balls second. Don't think it's going to matter much either way, as long as you switch. We're using 5.8 topspin, 2 right spin, and we're playing this P5 plus 5% max for the drive. No push up, no curl, full overpower. Do your best to hit perfect. This drive has been great safe both sides. Got a pretty large fairway there, so you should be safe unless you hit something really bad, in which case, it's not much I can do about that. But real easy setup for the drive. If you're playing this with APOC 5 plus, you'll just set up, adjust, fire. If you're playing with APOC 4, you'll need to push up 6 plus yards after you adjust. For the approach shot, I'm going to play this one P4 numbers plus 20% at slider. P4 plus 20 at slider. We're using max backspin, 0.2 left spin. And what I can tell you is it's going to depend on how you see the numbers when you make your pull. So during testing, it was being dropped at P5 plus 20% at slider. However, the person that was dropping that pulls a little bit lighter than I do. So basically, like an 8.6 ring pull to me is an 8.4 ring pull to him. That makes sense. So I had to bump it from P5 to P4 plus 20 to get this to drop for me. If you're using P4, you're definitely going to want to practice it. If you're using P420 and you find yourself missing it to the right, then bump it up to P5 plus 20. Try that out. Maybe it's just the way we pull rings differently, okay? So just something to consider. But either way, with spin added, max backspin, 0.2 left spin. We're going to set up using the second bounce as a reference. And so we're going to have the right side of the second bounce touching the line that is one line left of the hole, and touching the top of that line, which is on the line that's even with the top of the hole. So we're going to be in the top right corner of that light square, in other words, right? So this is what I want it to look like. I want the right side to be touching this line like you see here, and then I want it to be set up on this line that's just above the hole. So in this top right corner of this light square. Just like you see there. I'm going to spin my camera to the side just to double check. Make sure that we're sitting right at the top of that line, because it can be deceiving when you're looking at it from the back. Sometimes you'll set it up, it'll look like you have it in the right place, then when you turn your camera to the side, you find that your second bounce is, here, right? And if you do, just push it up. It needs to look like this before you shoot it, all right? From there, you're going to pull this straight with a slight 1201 flicker. We haven't needed any additional tweaks here other than just the difference in pull styles as far as number of rings that we're pulling. Just, P4 plus 20 may work for you. P5 plus 20 may work for you. It just kind of depends on how you see things. But nonetheless, once you get that right, this one has been pretty consistent and coming in very nicely. One other thing is wind angles, just to show you the wind angles that we've been working with. I'm going to show you both of these drops. The one on the left is 8.2 wind with a much, much different wind angle than the one on the right. Both of them played exactly the same way. Both of them dropped very nicely. And it's two completely different wind angles, okay? So if you look at the two wind angles, quite a bit different, right? So one of them is centered of the bunker left of the little knob, and one of them is centered on the little knob. Actually, you know what? Those are both probably taken a little bit early. That one, and then let's delete this one and there. So if you look at the bunker, we're centered left of that little knob, and this one is right of the bunker completely. So basically here and here are my two wind angles, and that's playing the same hole at the same time versus the same person, right? So both of these dropped very nicely, but keep in mind we are seeing crazy wind angles. So, we have not been able to test every wind angle and every wind strength. That being said, both of these were two really different wind angles and, fairly different wind strengths as well. One is 7.6, the other one is 8.2. So but I didn't make any changes to the shot for these two different wind angles and wind strengths, and both of them come in very nicely using the same setup, same spins, same adjustment, everything. So that's that. Pretty good shot. Definitely practice it, so you can see what kind of adjustment is going to work for you. If you're missing it left, most probably over adjusting it by a touch. If you're missing it right, you're most probably under adjusting it by a touch. Besides that, we haven't really needed any other tweaks. So good luck. I hope you all get the drop, and we'll see you on the next one.